Hello, Nursing 542. This is Tom. I hope everyone's having a great semester. If you remember, I am a critical care nurse down at DuPont Children's Hospital, where I am also a flight nurse, and I have the picture to prove it. Okay, then, the topic for my seminar presentation is contextual factors in curriculum development. Okay, then, so what exactly do we mean by contextual factors? The contextual factors are forces, situations, and circumstances that exist both within and outside the School of Nursing and have the potential to influence the school and its programs. So then, there are two types of contextual factors that we can consider broadly: internal and external. Let's talk first about the internal contextual factors. Top of that list is the mission statement. What does the School of Nursing and the university itself see as the ultimate reason for their existence? What about their vision? What does accomplishing that mission statement actually look like? How about the philosophy? What principles guide the pursuit of the vision and the mission? What is the culture like? What's the climate at the school? Is it change averse? Is it a progressive school? Is it education oriented? Is it a party school? What is their history? Imagine submitting a curriculum to a small startup community college versus attempting to make major curricular changes at a place like Harvard, which has been in existence for decades, centuries. What financial resources are available? If you don't have the money to pay for it, it doesn't happen. What about policies? How many credits are required to go through a program? Are there non-nursing courses, and which ones are required? What scheduling patterns are mandated? What type of employees can be hired? All these things will influence. And what about the infrastructure? Do you have this actual physical space? Do you have the equipment and the educational materials available to run a program? Let's talk about external contextual factors, starting with demographics. What type of people live in your local area? What kind of care do they need? What student base do you have to draw from? What about culture? What traditions and practices are dominant locally? Who is entitled to health care? How do they get it? What's the local healthcare system composed of? What opportunities are there for professional practice? Will your students get jobs when they graduate? What types of jobs? Are there clinical sites available? Are there local professional standards? Technology. Traditional program or an online program? Clinical sites or simulation labs? Are your students tech savvy? Is your staff tech savvy? How about the local environment? What's the weather like? Is there local industry? Is there a tendency towards war and terrorism? Is there prevalence of disease or emergent diseases? And then social, political, and economic factors. Unemployment, drug use, crime. Do your local politicians support you? Is there a tax base? Is there financial support? So what contextual factors are important for your program? In order to find that out, you need to do some data gathering. Some ways to do that are to use literature reviews, to use the internet, document review, such things as government documents or accreditation standards, use of key informants, which are experts with a specific piece of information for you, using focus groups, sending out surveys, using the Delphi technique, which is a surveying process involving experts and multiple surveys where you distill the information down to a group consensus. You could also pay consultants. So what is the goal then for considering contextual factors in curriculum development? The first is that the curriculum is fact-based and based in actual nursing practice or evidence-informed. Next is that the curriculum is responsive to students and consistent with the mission and goals of the educational institution and feasible or context relevant. And finally, that the curriculum is cohesive and logical and visibly related to nursing practice or unified. So therefore, the goal is a evidence-informed, context-relevant, and unified curriculum. Here are some questions for discussion for this week. Discuss the internal and external contextual factors that you see at Westchester University that may affect curriculum development. And discuss one internal or external contextual factor that's relevant to the curriculum you currently have in development. Thanks, guys.